Disney Plus, and Obi-Wan. All right, so Tristan,
What? No.
Disney Plus, Obi-Wan. Tell me what you think.
Well, okay, it's funny. Um, because what I like the article that we went through, it makes sense what they would set it up on, but we've got not a lot of time. Like I love Obi-Wan's character, but a lot of his story is basically told throughout the movies, and there's not really a lot of room for like his own adventures unless you want to go back to when he was a Padawan with Qui-Gon, which that is a time frame I'd love to see. And there's a new book out, Claudia Gray, I believe, same author for Lost Scars. She's working on Master and Apprentice, which is Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. But this series possibly would take place after the events of Revenge of the Sith and before A New Hope, when Obi-Wan is on Tatooine watching over Luke. And I'm not saying that isn't an interesting time, but I don't really know how much you could get out of that. Like there's little snippets of things here and there. Rebels delved into that, which was amazing. And then there have been mentions in comics, even the mainline Marvel comic I think has mentioned, or Obi-Wan has journals for like Luke to look at for
And
like
let's
training and stuff.
clarify. This is rumored to be coming to, I don't believe you mentioned this, the Disney
Yeah,
Plus
Disney
streaming
Plus, the
service.
streaming service.
And that would be very interesting because people have been talking about a movie for years now in some
Yeah,
form or another. So it would be interesting to not have a movie but actually have a Disney Plus TV series, because any
yeah,
TV series for me really, I feel like you can get to know these characters even more
yeah.
intimately, like with Clone Wars, the
Right.
animated series. I feel like
You
I'd
could
rather
do with a
have
2 hour
that,
movie. Yeah.
yeah, rather than a movie, because I feel like one of the things that killed Solo was the fact that it was a movie. Because if it was a longer TV show, or having this version of Han Solo appear on the Mandalorian,
Yeah, that's the newer
yeah,
series coming
if
out.
he appears there, that would be very interesting. And I feel like, no, because I feel like he can thrive
Well,
on television shows.
yeah,
I don't know when that's appearing in the.
I'm pretty sure
Mm,
Mandalorian is after Return of the Jedi, though, so it wouldn't
mm,
be a young Han Solo.
yeah, all right, that's fair. But either way, I still feel as if we can have situations where, where these characters appear elsewhere in TV series, because I really think they can shine there much better than they could in some film.
Right.
So that's my take on it. Tristan, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, no, I feel the same. It gives you more time to come up with a more cohesive story instead of trying to jam everything into 2.5 hours.
Because yeah, what could they do with Obi-Wan in 2 hours that would be so interesting in between
Right.
episode 3 and episode 4?
And the one idea that they did bring up is like technically there is a 19-year span in
Yes.
there, so you could have, I know there's a lot of points that would be cool to see actually made into like an episode, like Obi-Wan communing with Qui-Gon, or him interacting with a young Luke Skywalker. Like you've seen, there has been a few things in comics that have done that. Um, him dealing with just the people on Tatooine, and because there was one point where he tries to actually integrate himself into society, and he realizes like I can't do this. I keep wanting to help people, and I have to keep myself hidden.
Mm.
So that's why he goes out and lives in the Judlin Wastes in the middle of nowhere.
So we could potentially be looking at a show, at least one, maybe even two seasons before he even goes into uh, the area that we see him in the beginning of episode 4.
Oh yeah,
So he could just be just traveling around for God knows how long.
yeah.
Yeah. Ewan McGregor, or Ewan McGregor, what age compared to how old he is now? How old of an Obi-Wan do you think he could play? Because it has been like 18 years since
Yeah, I mean
the film.
that's
Yeah.
funny. That was one of the things that was always like my mom would pick this up a lot. She'd be like, Obi-Wan's kid, like nothing against Ewan McGregor, but it's like he doesn't look old enough to play Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith versus when you see Alec Guinness in
I agree.
I hope.
No, that happens with a lot of the characters, I
Yeah.
feel. Like,
Um,
yeah.
I mean, granted, living in the wasteland is rough on you too, but
Yeah, it'll do some
I get
things.
the idea. It
Yeah.
does seem like he's aged too much in that 19-year gap.
And now we can see how.
Yeah,
What horrible things happened to Obi-Wan for
yeah, right.
19 years. Do 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 do, this is sad.
But
Uh
yeah, I mean, I feel like with a little makeup, they could easily make Ewan McGregor
I mean,
age up
but that's
enough
the
to
thing.
be
But that's the thing. It's been 18 years in our time too. Like I feel like
right.
he's
Yeah,
not aged to, McGinnis, but he's still aged enough that I feel like they could,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not
I
going to
don't
be
think there would be any problem with that
with,
aging
yeah.
up.
But yeah, I just find this again to be very interesting. It feels as if Disney Plus is just trying to give everyone everything, which I mean they're going to kind of have to try to get people's money because
Sure.
because at this point, even if someone is getting rid of cable, there are
Yeah.
so many alternative streaming services that
Right.
even though they are streaming services of things that people like and they are specifically looking for,
Yeah.
you're still in a situation where you're still going to have people say, wait, but it's like I'm paying for cable again. Even though you're still getting stuff that you like. It's not as if you're, paying for cable and you end up getting a channel that you're like, why do I have this? You're paying for streaming services. So if
Yeah.
you have an anime streaming service, you assumingly like anime. Yes, you might only like a few anime, but you get a large chunk of that library of, those anime and you can always explore and find new ones,
Right.
etc., etc. But when it comes to these streaming services, it's still going to add up eventually to a point where someone's going to kind of
Choose.
you're going to have to choose. And I think that Disney is definitely giving every other streaming service a run for its money. But what's odd to me personally is, as of this point, I mean, maybe there's going to be something that's going to pop up, maybe like something X-Men related. I'm thinking of this from a comic book and from a Star Wars perspective. But there's
Right.
nothing that's currently been announced for the streaming service that to me feels like it wouldn't have been done without the Fox merger. So I'm
Right.
wondering,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe for other Disney owned services, maybe there's some Fox movies that are going to there, and that's slipping my mind. But when it comes to Disney Plus, I don't believe anything that's coming there because it's not meant to. Disney Plus is supposed to be kid friendly, so they're not gonna have like Die Hard or
Yeah.
Aliens. So I don't know what specifically is coming to Disney Plus that
Right.
wouldn't have. Maybe Nat Geo. I think they bought it. I think they bought that from Fox.
Yeah. Right.
So other than Nat Geo, I don't know what's coming to Disney Plus that isn't just Disney/Marvel centric.
Yeah. Right.
But either way, though, you're obviously very hyped for this. So, would this?
I mean, it's funny. At first, I was like, I don't see what they're gonna do with it.
Interesting.
Like people would talk about, oh, do an Obi-Wan movie or
Right.
series. I'm like, guys, we kind of got, the big stuff out of Obi-Wan, other
Right.
than like I said when he was younger,
Right.
which we have delved. Comics and novels have delved into that a bit, but like not as much as where he is between the Clone Wars and the Empire. Um, but yeah, now I'm starting to see. Yeah, no, there are definitely things they could make interesting concepts around, and yeah, I'd be interested to check it out.
All right. So, I want to hear what you guys have to say down below, either in the chat or in the comment section if you're watching this on our YouTube channel. Are you a fan of this? Do you really not care? Is this something that would make you subscribe to the Disney Plus streaming service? Or are you sitting back thinking, hey, I was already going to subscribe anyway, so this is gravy? So tell me if this is going to move the needle for you or not down in the comment section down below.